probable cause affidavit mentions how Miller wanted to shoot students.
One of the most incredible things that I've been seeing out here is people. I mean, people out here with their own boats.
And the second time he got off of his car and placed the puppy inside. As you can see behind me, there is actually a bit of a line. That wasn't the case when we first got here. And teenagers will refer to Coricidin as CCC, which means chest congestion and cough. And 2 fugitives wanted for murder are now behind bars.
I actually spoke to one gentleman who was here last night helping, and he says he's ready for another day of rescuing.
Kevin and Erica, as you can imagine, the decision of leaving home was already hard enough.
As you can see right now, the perp walk is happening right outside the Beaumont Police Department. One of these suspects. What do you have to say? Are you involved in other crimes in West End?
Man, I ain't involved in nothing.
Things are about to change for drivers, especially now since the holiday shopping season is coming up. And Kevin and Erica, I gotta say, I feel bad for you guys. You guys are indoors while I'm out here soaking up the sun and just enjoying this awesome weather.
If you drive around Port Arthur, neighborhoods are starting to look like this. People cleaning out their homes.
One patient is being transported right now inside that Air Med chopper, as you can see.
This type of activity happens every minute of every day, not only in Port Arthur, but all around Southeast Texas. Or why you do this?
Because I like money. I love money.
A woman placed in handcuffs during an all-day prostitution sting at a Port Arthur hotel. Undercover officers used this, Backpage.com, to solicit for a prostitute.
100, 200.
They go on the site, they post their code name, some of them post their hourly rate for a visit or their time, and give you an idea of what you're getting for, let's say, $150 an hour.
The website shows escorts who advertise themselves for sex acts and more, all for cash.
It's very plentiful. You can get up and check it in the morning and you'll see, several new postings. We get a lot of girls from out of town posting on Backpage.
Text me when you get in the parking lot.
12 News watched as an undercover officer called a woman to set a price for her visit. 20 minutes later, she was at his door for the agreed upon price.
$100 for sex.
And after a few minutes, the arrest. It wasn't long until a man came and knocked on the door, claiming he was looking for his friend.
I ain't do no pimping. Nah.
You're not ashamed?
I'm not doing no pimping. I came here, and that man, I came here looking for somebody.
Do you have anything to say why you do this?
Get the out my face.
Investigators tell me most of the time these women have been arrested before for prostitution, and if they've been convicted twice, a third violation is a felony. In the studio, Ezzy Castro, 12 News.
And she definitely gave us hope.
At just 13 days old, baby Hope Shimino had her first encounter with Mother Nature. Last week, Hope was rescued from her home in Orange as water was rising during Harvey.
Whenever we left, the water was up in the garage. It had 2 or 3 inches to go before it was in the house. So I left just knowing that we were going to come back to a flooded house, and we don't have flood insurance.
The Shiminos were put on a boat thanks to the Cajun Navy. An unforgettable ride for the family of 5.
We were able to get in the boat. Like I said, they were very patient with us. We had 7 people total, along with 7 animals.
Baby Hope slept through the entire time, never making a sound. When they arrived at the shelter, Hope caught the eye of another rescuer who had a vision.
His wife was like, well, have you had newborn pictures, son, of the baby? And I was like, no. The last thing on my mind at the time.
Photographer Noelle Mills taking these photos of the baby on the same boat she was rescued in, wearing an appropriate slogan, I survived Hurricane Harvey, a way of giving Southeast Texas hope.
Whenever you have a small child like that that's just so dependent, it makes you be a stronger person as a parent, as just a person. We saw that firsthand just from our actions and then from the actions that other people took to help us.
In Orange, Ezzy Castro, 12 News.
Kind of become a little thing of ours. Whenever she sees me, she runs up and gives me a big hug.
It was a different day on the job for Beaumont police officer Haley Morrow. As she drove through the city streets, she had one little person in mind, 3-year-old Lyric Harding.
I have been able to gather some gifts from donations and some of which my husband and I bought, and my best friend from New York. And of course, she knows all about Lyric. Everybody in my family does.
A few months ago, Officer Morrow responded to a disturbance call at this home near Avenue A. There, she saw little Lyric and her baby brother Lawrence, both crying and scared because of the situation happening at their home.
So I got down, and as soon as I bent down, she just jumped up in my arms. And, you know, I told her everything was going to be okay.
Ever since that day, the two hit it off, becoming friends. And on Tuesday, Officer Morrow decided to celebrate Christmas early with a few surprises.
So we are pulling up right now to Lyric's house. She has no idea that.
No,
we're
she
gonna
knows
come
that
out here,
Officer
right?
Haley is coming, but she doesn't know
What's coming?
what's coming. Go ahead.
here we
You
go.
hop out. Hi, big girl. What are you doing?
And the gifts just kept coming for little Lyric and her brother.
How many gifts did you get?
Bunch of gifts, a Barbie doll house.
I'm proud that my kids are able to be loved and someone sees the things that I see inside of them and just willing to love my kids.
And behind the badge, there is love and comfort, which is what Lyric saw the moment she met a police officer.
Pretty much since that day, she's been my little special girl.
And Officer Morrow says she has another big surprise for little Lyric, which she will receive on Christmas Day. Ezzy Castro, 12 News.